Hello everybody and welcome to Deckclub. We're going to be doing some Soul Glacier today. I'm excited to do this month. I think this is something I haven't really touched in a while. So I'm pretty excited to revisit it now that we are post ban list and post MWL2, and so we'll wait for people to trickle in for a few minutes, and then we'll get right into it. We'll build, and we'll go test it together. But yeah, it's going to be rad. I'm excited. Soul. Hey, James. Also, I'm deeply appreciative of Soul because it helps me make, like, PUD and deck names. Hey Paul, welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah, let's just wait for some other people to trickle in. We'll get down to it. Surveillance sweep is an option. I think scarcity is like the go-to play, but it's not necessarily the best, but it certainly gives you the most static value. Surveillance sweep is good, but then we do have to kind of go all in on traces. We could always be real trolls and do like manhunt with the AR agenda. Hey Alex, welcome. Yeah, as I've been saying, as people have been kind of trickling in, we're gonna give it a few minutes and we're gonna sit and chat before we really dive in, give people a chance to show up, and then we'll start building. I mean, I think that is really the key question though, James, is when you're gonna play Soul, you have to basically start with what currents you're gonna be on and build a deck around that. Right, my only concern with doing all traces is that what is our game plan once the runner has breakers? Well, let's start. Let's start by just bringing up let's just bring up everything that's a current, and we'll kind of go through it. I love Manhunt. I wish it was cheaper. Alright, so yeah, why don't we jump into it? So I think we have to start by talking about what our package of currents is going to be. Yeah, I mean, that's a solid tier 3 idea. I mean, I feel like a scarcity of resources should be in the deck. Like, scarcity of resources is a really freaking good card right now, and it is oppressive to a lot of runners. Remember, we like jank here. We're not allergic to good cards. Now, we can always have a secondary one. Predictive algorithm could be interesting if we're going to be playing Glacier. What do people think of predictive algorithm? I don't know. I think we could probably do 2 of them. So I guess we also have to figure out, are we just going straight Glacier, or are we trying to do serious tag punishment Glacier? What exactly are we building towards? Also, let me just get some money in here before we forget. Because I could definitely see us having like a closed accounts in here, maybe some ashes. I feel like we're probably going to want some number of ash, which for some reason doesn't come up when I search for him. Yeah, cerebral statics, definitely an option that we could get in there. We can't run too many copies of it, so we'd probably only be running 1, but that's definitely something that we could do. So, what is our win con? What are we going to go for to win? Is it just going to be to do like a Rush Glacier hybrid and hope that the scarcity slows them down enough? Are we gonna throw some booms in there? I don't know. The world is our tag oyster. We can do whatever we want to do. I don't know. Well, I think as our what yellow cards are on the restricted list? Google that shit real quick. Alright, I'm gonna bring up the MWL. So really nothing we're terribly interested in, except for Sensi's, which we are probably not going to use anyway, is on the restricted list. So we can make GFI our restricted card if we want. Yeah, I mean, I think we can get some global foods in there. If we're going to go Glacier, we're probably going to want 3 copies of those. Let's look at our agenda suite. Net quarantine could definitely be an option. I think we want Beal for the never advance option. Right. We could get cheeky with things like quantum predictive model. Get like 2 and a 15 minutes in there, and then add like a net quarantine. Not a net quarantine. Yeah, probably net quarantine. Alright, so let's get some of the amigos in there. Let's get Data Ravens. Do we want Thoth? Or is that too big and heavy? Alright, I don't know. I'm probably gonna want IPs in there. I want some IP blocks. Maybe some wraps. We need a lot more influence in this deck. We still have 8 influence to play with in this build, which is pretty significant. So, what ice would a soul deck want to borrow? News Hounds is definitely one that we want. Hey, Dagomir. Miser's information overload. Hey, when it works, it really works. We can get one in. I think we're done on sentries then, though. That's fair. Do we want, like, celeb gifts in here for some extra money? I definitely want some biased reportings in here. Because that card is sweet right now as money. Hard hitting. We're probably going to want 2x of that. That's true too. I definitely want to try to get some more influence in here though. We have scarcity of resources as our primary currently. Thinking. We could always just do 2 biotics to help close out the game. I mean, that's not the dumbest thing that's ever happened. It's not necessarily good either, though. What do we want to do? What's Fairchild? All right, Fairchild 3 is on the MWL. Damn it. Hey, Chris, welcome. Yeah, and also now that there's more people in, I'd like to just say thank you to everybody who supports the channel at any level. It really helps me keep the channel going, and it really shows me that the community supports what I'm doing, and I really appreciate it. Well, we haven't put any toll booths in just yet. Like, I really want to spend some influence, because we're running out of slots pretty rapidly, with only 7 influence spent. I mean, we could get austerity in there. Is austerity on the restricted list? I don't think so. Right now, the idea is we're going to do some sort of like glacial build. That's what people had originally asked for. What to say? There's so many Jinteki grids that I don't think I've like ever used. I mean, we're definitely gonna throw in at least one exchange of information and at least one closed accounts. But oh yeah, Wampoa could definitely be a good use of. Could definitely be a good use of influence. Is it weird that I want to kind of put Colossus in this deck? Or even hoard them? I kind of want to get like 2 Hoard'ems in here, so we have some AI protection from the Code Gate family, or is that just nuts? It's also just like a cheap, good ice. Does anyone have any major concerns with that? I mean, we're not going to always manually advance it. Sometimes you're not going to need it. I mean, we could also try to get Ichi's in. Ichi's not bad. So much ice. So many ices. Archer is not a terrible idea. We don't... What does Kagugo splash for? 3? I mean, that's not a terrible idea. Veritas is also an idea. Let's look at Veritas. We have a lot of sentries. We are like Central City. Or Century City. Oh, definitely want a couple pop-ups. Probably a couple toll booths. And then maybe get an Archangel in there. We could probably go down to 2 biased reportings and get that third pop-up. We don't necessarily have to rely on burst econ. You know, we can also cut the pop-ups and, you know, like get Maryland's in. Then Do something like that. Or something like that. I mean, I don't think Data Ward ever, like, does anything. From my own experience. I mean, if we want to have, like, one big ice in every category, we could get one Data Ward in there, I think. And do something like that. This looks pretty not bad. Like, I like this. This doesn't look bad at all. Why don't we give this a go? See how this does. So we'll call this the Soul Bad Guy. And then, give me 1 second. I will get it into the show notes. So all of you can keep an eye on it while we are playing. Our currents are scarcity of resources. That's our current. And we're mulliganing for it every single time. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I know this is kind of weird off. Always something that's kind of ad hoc scheduled, so I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. That's why I try to kind of rush home and make sure it's as early as possible for people who are... But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Cool stuff. Try new stuff. That's what we do. Yeah, I know. Well, I can't please everybody. So, ultimately, the master schedule is still the Boss Wash grid. Mulligan. Nice. Ooh, a cloak out of Haley. I'm excited. Switchblade, maybe? Come on, Deck. I'm gonna need a little bit more out of you. Yeah, things could get potentially very quickly out of hand. There we go. We got a pitch and Ash. And I would like to pitch one of the hard-hitting news. We can just recover it next turn. We can't pitch anything because... Well, no, we could have pitched because we're Soul. I always forget about that crap. We are not getting lucky here with these draws. Dem agendas. Well, they're mostly set up here. This is crazy. Like, we ain't got shit. I think we've drawn over half of our agendas already. Mirrors R&D only. Alright, so we're gonna go ham. I just want to kind of test the waters here. And see if our opponent bites. If Mirror said centrals, oh, how beautiful it would be. Yeah, I mean, it happens, though. Yeah. Man, I sure hope that we get a hard-hitting news like right now. I think we have literally drawn every agenda. Yeah, just naked install them. That'll do it. Well, shit. I think we basically just lose here, right? Yeah, it happens. I don't think this is indicative of the deck at all, though. Good game. Alright. Jump into the next one. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It is what it is. We'll try it again. We'll see how we do. Alright, we hard mull for scarcity, which we still don't get. We do get some much better starting ice this time, though. Cheaper stuff. Things are gonna get really weird in this game if we can never get scarcity down before people put down cards. Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, that's also true. Then we could consulting visit for scarcity. That would help a great deal. IP block's not going to do very much in this matchup. Neither is Ash, to be completely honest. Yeah, like I think we've already lost. I don't know, like this deck, that's 2 games in a row where we just have a non-starter. Because at this point, it's not really gonna matter. Well, I mean, we haven't. It could be any current. It could be Tarmar, and we still wouldn't have seen it. I actually think this is worth scoring. So let's try to get that scored. Oh, I forgot we don't have a current in place, so it doesn't do anything. We might as well just let him have it. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much cooked. Like, I don't know, I might concede here just because we don't really have any outs. And we're already completely flooded with a permanent inside job. Good game. Alright, we need to go back to the drawing board on this deck. Because if we can't get... what is it? 6 influence of non-alliance cards. We have that though, don't we? Oh, 6 or more cards. Let's bring up some whaling cards. I don't know, I feel like Colossus could be pretty good. If we're gonna do punitive, we're... Let's get re-educations in there. We're 1 card over. Now we have 1 free influence. You probably want to go denser. Thinking. What are we thinking? Door to door, we're probably gonna have to pay into it every single turn. I don't really know how I feel about that. What is a one influence item? You know what we can do? We can be real jerks and do housekeeping. One copy. Oh no, you know. No, yeah, I like a June bug. Or yeah, we could put one old June bug in there. We need a lot more money. I want the pop-ups. I think this looks pretty okay. What do y'all think? Yeah, let's give that a spin. Special report would be nice. We don't care about no floods apparently. We care not for such things. Hey! Keep it. Hey! Hopefully we'll get to actually use our ability. Okay. I think put that on HQ. And I don't think that we're going to be dealing with a lot of resources, so I think I'm actually going to consulting visit for the paywall implementation. So now they're both in the trash, so we can oscillate in between them. Alright, so let's draw. Let's draw. Hit the IPO. There's all sorts of neat decks floating around right now. Uh-oh. Things are getting spoopy around here. Alright, so let's start building a remote, because that's what we're all about here. Alright, so I'm debating just getting the scarcity back into play. They're obviously building up towards some sort of combo. But DDoS is a really good card, it turns out. So let's go ahead and draw. Let's put that in server 1, and then let's play bias reporting for resources. Nice. Nice. Alright, so we've got a combo. Like, that's something we certainly do have. But they have just a lot more money than we do. So let's keep going with this never advance. Oh, shit. I'm trying to think. Do we force them to deal with it? Is it going to cost them enough money? I mean, I guess it'll keep them out, right? Nah, he can just rerun, right? Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. Yeah, sure, I'll play a current. Scarcity of resources. This shit is crazy. What is going on? What just happened? This is crazy. Yeah, we got no money. Yeah, we're kind of fucked. We're getting so flooded playing this deck. Like, is this... I haven't played yellow in a while. Is this like a new yellow problem? Or what's going on here? Because it just seems like we are getting, like, really super duper flooded, like, out of nowhere. Like, no matter what we do. Like, there's no cards in our hand that we can play. This is a really neat idea for a deck, though. I don't know how competitive it is, but it looks like it could be potentially very competitive. What an interesting idea. I dig it. We are in such rough shape. Oh, wow, we are in rough shape. Turntable. Yeah, and the neat thing about this deck that they're doing is they can just kind of turtle up and wait for us to try to score to do anything. I wonder how this deck that they're playing does against fast advance. Probably just a buck. Yeah, probably just a buck. What a neat idea for a deck. It's certainly a really cool idea for a deck. I like it a lot. Because you're turning Reyna's ice manipulation into like a static, like, well, I DDoS'd you. If you res the inside ice, I bounce, but it dies, and then the DDoS gets me in. That's a really cool combo. I mean, we basically got a jam now. Now is our only time to jam. Yep, that'll do it. Good game. Oh, that format is so bad. It makes it impossible to copy paste out. There it is. Get that over on another screen. I'll pop that into the show notes. It's a really neat idea. Oh, that's an older version. I'll save that. Yeah, I'll deal with that later. Thank you for the game. Alright, so let's see if we can let's see if we can get another game and maybe get this deck to work. But yeah, I don't know. What do we think? Alright, what do we think? I don't know. I think this list is in kind of tough shape. I think Soul and NBN in general, that isn't doing like an asset spam kind of deal, is in kind of a tough place. Because our win avenue is very dependent on having a good opening hand, which this is pretty good. No, our secret tech. So I'm anticipating some sort of combo deck here. The good news is I think we can just click for 1 credit and then immediately hard-hitting news. No point in rezzing. Are we gonna get... That's cute. Grats. Grats on your point. All right. We're getting there. Also, if you know, if you're enjoying the deck clubs, and if you're one of my deck help patrons, if you're enjoying that, tell your friends. You know, hook a brother up with some more money, some more friends. Because honestly, the more the Patreon expands, the more tournaments I'm going to do, the more time I'm going to be able to, you know, I like this game a lot. I play it a lot. I play the 3 games I usually play in the morning, plus I play throughout the day. The more I can justify recording all of that, the better. All right, things are getting out of hand here. I just don't want to give them 3 free bucks, but I feel like now the tag's actually meaningful. Oh, we can't res it anyway, so fuck me. I got the numbers mixed up on Colossus because apparently I don't play Wayland. Okay. That depends on how you define content. If you want to count decks, probably 2013, or no, whenever Netrunner DB started, I was one of the first people to sign up. If you want to talk about videos, I can tell you that right now. Because I can tell you when my very first deck building D-Res was done. No, didn't mean to click that. My very first deck building D-Resed was March 1st, 2015, done on my kitchen table. The audacity of this no install. I'm not gonna res here because if they hit anything, we'll friggin' kill them. I'm not even sure I'll play a current. Man, that June bug. No, I'm not gonna play the current. You're dead. Good game. But yeah, so my very first video that I ever did, back when this channel was called A&R Black Hats, was on Argus Meat Market deck right after the Wayland Big Box came out, March 1st, 2015. Oh man, and that video was miserable. It was just me with the deck laid out on the table and my cat kept coming into the frame. Looks like just somebody just pledged to the Patreon just to get the content here. Let's see here. Let me send this person the link so they can get in here on this. Alright. Yeah, Baldur's been here for a long time, messing with my shit. But he's a good kitty. I love him. I like to talk a big game, but I like him a lot. He's just a... I feel like my cat thinks that I'm talking to him. If that makes any sense, because he never bothers me when I'm just sitting down here quietly playing on my computer. I feel like when I'm streaming, he feels like I'm talking to him, and then he gets really confused when I don't want him to hang out with me or sit in my lap because I'm like clearly speaking to him. I don't know if that makes sense. We definitely want to mulligan for scarcity here, but we don't get it because we're gonna want that shit against Ian. Let's draw. Unfortunately, we do not fish what we wish, so... But yeah. Like, every single time he's always just like, what? Are you talking to me? Like, you want me to come over? Like, I'll come over. Alright, there we go. Phew. Because that scarcity is going to be super duper oppressive against him. Put that on HQ, put that on R&D, and gain a buck. Don't know if that was the best use of an inside job, but, you know. Tastes good. Okay. I guess we could have just kept never advancing that. That probably would have been the better play there, right? To not give Ian his money, because now we're on a clock. Ooh, this is gonna taste good. Because you ain't breaking that. Tray 6, buddy. That feels great. Okay. So that's actually pretty good because it turns Ian back off. Let's do some quick hard-hitting news math. So link strength, so we need to get it up to 5. Oh no, that was stupid of me. I was looking at the wrong thing. I'm dumb. Oh no, I did do it right. Things are gonna get weird for you. Ouch. Let's get paywall on there. Hopefully we don't just lose here. Okay, so we got to get that on R&D. And we're not going to use preemptive because we don't want to shuffle. Next turn, if we don't draw anything fun, we'll gain a buck, close accounts, and delete Underworld Contact. Yeah, I don't like people playing on my phone. Now we can just kind of hang back and wait. I feel good about this. So next turn we're going to install and advance the 15 minutes. And then in that way, we're putting a lot of pressure on them, and if they run to check it, they hit the IP block. Push that sweet, sweet tag on them. So this game we actually got to do what we wanted, and we actually got into oppression mode, which, you know, it feels good. That Damara tastes real good. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't let our opponent luck sack into an agenda here. That would be miserable. We're gonna bluff it like a slow-rolled Beal. Let's get scarcity down. That no money for our opponent feels real good. And you're pretty much dead. Hello. Hey Gargalic, would you be able to post a more updated version of the list that's easier to copy? I accidentally closed the window. Okay, so we could potentially lose here. We just basically have to hope that doesn't happen. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Draw. Trash resource. Bias reporting. It looks really neat. Like, super duper neat. Alright, now we just gotta survive for one turn. Come on, big money. Don't hit it. Yeah, we got it. Good game. I sent you a message on Slack, by the way, Gargalek. Alright, so, you know, we're not doing terrible. Nice, thanks, man. Appreciate it. This is pretty good. Still want a current. Alright. Oops. Hey, you know, that's not a bad opener. I love it. Like, that leverages Reina in a really good idea. My friend and co-host Sanjay would love that list. Oh. That was not supposed to be on that screen. Let me get back into the game. Copy link. Only 2 Mopus. Interesting. Okay, I should probably pay attention to what we're doing here. No, that's not the correct list. I'm not going to put it in the show notes unless he says that I can. Yeah, I shared the... Here, I'll put the list in. As long as you're okay with me doing it. You're not going to be able to copy and paste. Only the show creators can do that. So it's really crappy that IP block is only 1 credit for him now. But yeah, I don't know. I like what we're doing here. But I think Soul's got some real issues right now in the current meta. And that's okay. Can we... actually... Frantic coding. Magnum PI? I think we're in pretty rough sauce shape here. I could be wrong, but the runner being on 3 points without having any cards installed is generally bad. I'm no scientist, but yeah. It's what I end up saying all the time at work when people can't do like basic calculations that are part of my job. I'm no mathematician. What are we gonna do in this matchup? I don't know. Well, we're gonna overwrite this because that's basically a blank card. And then we're gonna get a buck and we're gonna go like that. Isn't it so funny how like one of the defining cards of Shaper is now almost exclusively played in Anarch, and then the most powerful cards in Anarch are the ones that Shapers borrow all the time. Like, because like Maw and Clot are really powerful and they're borrowed by Shapers, and Magnum Opus is borrowed by Anarchs. We are so fucked. Let's draw. Let's gain a credit and then preemptive. Yeah, we're in bad shape, I think. I love these Anarch Mopus decks though. Like, it creates a very consistent economy, and that's always their biggest weaknesses, is the fact that they have the exact opposite of a consistent economy. Let's see if we can at least bait a run out. HQ interface. Well, at least the 15 minutes isn't in there, because that could have just been the game. Hey, I wanted that, man. Mang. We're still in pretty rough sauce shape here, though. I feel like we could still get a kill here if we're really lucky. Nope. Because our opponent's not an idiot. That's the other thing. Anything that depends on using tagging operations, there's so much Mopus right now. I remember I was playing Blue Sun at regionals because of the strength, again, the big ice being strong against a bunch of things that people were playing in the local area. And then there was one person who was on Mopus Kate, and after they had the Mopus down for 2 turns, and they would just click 5 times for money, click 5 times for money, click 5 times for money. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and concede so we can move on to the next match, because I just had no chance, right? They were gonna wait for me to put something into the server, and barring that, they were just gonna pound cash, which is the smart thing to do against a Blue Sun kill deck. I don't like playing Mushin decks because people always run the things that aren't traps and never run the things that are traps. Like, I know that that's my own failing. Like, I don't understand, like, the Yomi, like, game that you play on, like, how to read people's, like, mental states. But I am, like, the worst at playing the card Mushin no Shin. Like, it would probably be better for me to just take 2 cards that could be advanced. One's a trap, one's an agenda. Shuffle them and Mushin one, and then just not look at the card or my hand until they decide to run it. Yeah, we're pretty boned. Yes, spend your money. You still gotta actually pay to break. There you go. Ah, Clippy, you're my friend. But yeah, I don't know. I think there might be something here. I feel like the yellow deck is an asset spam deck right now. Alright, I think this is probably our best hope for a kill. I gotta do some math here. Because they have to break that because of Spinal Modem. And then I think we can actually get the kill here. Because this is going to do enough net damage. Alright, we got to do some serious math here. So, since we have to play... So, it's basically, it's 5 plus their money, that total that we, plus their link. So, we need... I guess we can't do it, right? I don't think we can do it, right? Because if we gain a buck, which we would have to do regardless, and we play that, we'll have 5. Then they'll... No, we have it. Well, we're going to try it regardless. Oh, no, they have exactly enough. So that's it. That stinks. It happens. We tried. We tried real hard. If we had had the punitive in hand that turn, we would have won. But, you know, you can say that in about a lot of instances. We didn't have it when we needed it, which happens a lot in kill decks. That's one thing that always vexes me in these games. When people are like, well, you know, if you hadn't done that thing, I would have won. And I always reply with the same thing. Yeah, if only I hadn't won, you would have won. And I don't mean that to be mean, but I mean that in the sense of, like, how reductive that can be to other people's wins and stuff. Like, to just be like, oh, if only, you know, if only you hadn't had that key play where you outplayed me, you would have won. It's like, okay, that's not super meaningful. Alright, I think we're gonna probably be calling it a day here soon, just because we're pretty boned. I don't even know if we can actually really land tags. I mean, we can land them, but they're not going to stick around. I guess we gotta kind of hope to tax them out a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. We're in a rough spot. At least this toll booth is nice and taxing. As long as they don't hit the hard-hitting news here first, we're good. Oh, that's just as good. Yeah. I don't know. I think we're in pretty rough shape here. Yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend. we're in like this weird course stat Genesis cycle style meta where runners are like super broke early and then they have this ridiculous late game inevitability. It feels kind of weird to be back in that style of meta. Yeah, there's no way. Yep, good game. Alright, so let's do a quick retrospective on what we got here. And while I'm thinking about it, let me go into a view link so we can see it a little bit better. Alright, so we'll talk about this deck a little bit more. Let me publish the deck list on the channel. So, talk to me a little bit about here is the deck list. Let's talk about it as like a retrospective. I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think we have enough oomph. I don't think we impact the corp enough from turn to turn. Does that make sense to anybody? How we're poor. We're so poor because ops economy. Maybe we should have reversed accounts. Maybe that's potentially a really good idea. We could also have done Stinson. Stinson would have covered our consulting visits. That's not a terrible idea either. That is definitely a thought. Yeah, Stinson is definitely a good idea, I think. But yeah, I think everybody should play the deck. Give us some feedback on the thread. Yeah, I think Stinson definitely could be an option here. Just to basically say if the runner ever gets below a certain number of credits, we just vault up into the stratosphere. Yeah. Let's take a look at what that might look like. So, let's get rid of paywall. I know it's gonna make a bunch of shit freak out. I don't even remember. Stinson's 3? Yeah, Stinson's 3. So right now we got too much going on. Now we can always go down to 1 boom. I'll then do something like that. Get like an additional consulting visit to make up for that. I don't necessarily know if I want the Colossi though. I would like to have some other current for matchups where it doesn't matter. So I'd like to get the paywall back in. What are we gonna take out to get reversed accounts in here? I don't know if data loop is worth the money. We're not playing any strategy that really leverages it. Honestly, if we're going Stinson, we can probably pop pop-ups. And then there's our 2 reversed accounts. And then we're left with 14 real ice. Man, slots are tight. Bias reporting is pretty okay. It's not a transaction, though. Yeah, we can get a ward in there. And then I'd like to maybe get another preemptive. No, we didn't get a chance to use exchange of information. I almost feel like Psycho might be a better call than exchange of information in this deck. And with consulting visits, we can actually probably go down to 2 scarcity of resources. And then either try to get more money or more ice in. Yeah, we could probably get 1 biased reporting back in the deck. I don't know, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, that definitely does not look bad. But yeah, so once this stream gets done buffering, I will put the video up with the final list. I would love some feedback on how people do with it over the course of the month, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. As always, everybody here and everybody who's watching this later, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without all of you, and I really do appreciate it. Yeah, bias reporting, all-seeing eye. Yeah, it's a good play. But yeah, until I see you all again, always be running, and thank you so much for your support. Have a great night.